This movie is going to be about working with multiple files in Photoshop because it's kind of a pitfall for people just beginning in Photoshop. And so there's multiple ways to open images in Photoshop. I can click this open here. I could say file open, or file open file, right? Either one, and then I can navigate to what image I want it and hit open. Most people don't do that, right? Most people will just go to your desktop and say, hey, this is the image I want. I double click on it. Now if you double click on it and it doesn't open with Photoshop, it's because your computer isn't set to by default to open that file type in Photoshop. So for that you can hit Command I, go to there, you'll have this little open with. This you'll select Photoshop, and then you'll hit this button will be enabled once you change it, and it says change all, and your computer will always open JPEGs in Photoshop. Of course, another way you can do this is to just grab it and drag it right into the icon of Photoshop, right? So we have this photo opened, and I know I want to do a second photo. I want it because in texture we're dragging one photo to another. So if I just grab this and jump it on there, you see how this comes in with this X on it, and it's this weird smart object, right? And that can really screw with the resolution of an image, right? It kind of forgets that it has resolution in some ways. So we don't want to work with that, so I'm going to hit escape to get out of that. What we really want to do then is open our second image the same way, right? Whatever way you used to open that other image, do it again, right? So now I have these two images. Now one thing I don't like by default in Photoshop, and I always disable this, is that it opens in these separate tabs. You can grab a tab and pull it out, and then we're working over here, and this one could still be in a tab, and that would be fine. If you want to permanently disable those tabs, you go up to Photoshop, Preferences, Workspace, and you can uncheck Open Documents as tab, hit OK, and then when you open images, they shouldn't go into the tabs. But for right now, it's okay that I have this one in tabs because I'm going to go ahead and drag this image into this image, right? And if you've opened them correctly, we should have these two. I'll even drag this out so it's not in a tab. Now I have these two floating windows, right? Our main tool in Photoshop is this move tool, right? It's think of it as kind of the black arrow in Illustrator. And simply what I'm going to do is drag this over, and it will come in just as another, let me get rid of that, another layer here. And it won't screw with the, whoops, I know I don't have anything, right? It won't screw with the resolution or anything. And now we can actually compare resolutions. So we see this image doesn't fill this image. And say I was trying to cover this image completely. Well, with the black arrow tool, if I hold down Option, right? Oh, I get a second copy, and you'll notice here I have two layers out here, right? And maybe I want to some way make them look a little nicer to go together. And as a bonus here, I'll show you how to do this. If I want to put these images, I can actually merge these two images by saying, here we go, merge layers. There's actually a quick command. I think it's Command E. That's what I was trying to do, but you can't see me do the keyboard. Right? Ooh, what did I do there? So I've connected those together, right? And then I'll have another video for how we play with the blending modes.